Hello everybody, I'm here for the Hammer Game channel. Welcome back to HOI4 A to Z Kaiserredux Edition, where today we are finally into the 5th letter of the alphabet. We're making slow progress, mainly due to my own shortcomings with my upload schedules over the last, I would even say, year. It's not been amazingly done, but hey ho, it is what it is. I'm not going to really make any excuses up, it's just poor scheduling on my behalf. But anyways, yes, we're on to the E nations today, and we're kicking things off with Ecuador. I don't know if it's going to be that entertaining of an episode. Ecuador only has a small tree, and it's not very unique, really. I don't know what we can really do as Ecuador. I know we have a war with Peru because they come for their rightful clay, as they see it. It's our rightful clay, so we're going to try and obviously beat Peru, and then I guess go from there. We'll see what happens. Who knows what will. So here we are, the nation of Ecuador, with the capital city Quito, and obviously we do have the Galapagos Islands away over here that is also our territory. We do start off with, 4 divisions, which isn't too bad, and a navy of 8 whole ships. We do actually have an admiral, that's good as well. We have 5 factories, 4 cities, 1 mill, so not a bad starting position for a nation of our size. We are currently ruled by Jose Maria Velasco Ibarra. I don't know how long he's going to be sticking around for. We do also have currently no national spirits, which is very odd for a nation at the start of Kaiserredux. I don't think there's many that don't actually have something. And this is our focus tree today. As you can see, it is quite a small one. We have the usual, Air Force, Navy and Army stuff over here for our army modernization route. We have the industry part of the tree, which does have 2 routes that we can go. We have, I guess, some political trees. It looks like we could have Gallo step in, or we could have a liberal takeover, and then democracy can be restored by Gallo after doing the new constitution. That's if he steps down or not. I don't really know what I'm going to do. I'm just going to go with the flow and see what happens. So the crash of the Berlin stock market has occurred, and there is obviously worldwide effects striking across multiple nations across the globe, with their economies completely tanking right now. Of course, though, our government doesn't see any cause for concern by it, and believe that our economy is going to be fine, and they don't need to do anything. Well, here we have it. The results of the government's inaction towards Black Monday has now caused the March crisis. So as a result of the government's inaction towards the whole Black Monday crisis, we have a choice now. We could go ahead and have the Liberals take over the nation, or we can go ahead and have the Junta. I think I'm going to take the Junta and have Gallo take over. And here we have it. Alberto Enriquez Gallo has taken over, and of course we do have the national spirit ripples of the March crisis. Well, this is not looking good for us. The Peruvian incursion in Pastaza. We've received early reports from our patrols in the jungles of Pastaza that there is some Peruvian soldiers illegally crossing the border. We can just go ahead and take the option this is threatening, or we can go ahead and warn Peru about their behaviour, which is exactly what I'm going to do. Well, I suppose a major development coming out of Russia. They have descended into a civil war, so we have the Russian Socialist Republic under Maria Spiridonova. We have obviously the Russian Revolutionary Front with Boris Savinkov, and we have the 2nd Volunteer Army under Larv Kornilov. They are actually fighting against each other. I think there's a chance that they do sometimes fight on the same side, just against the socialists. Well, would you look at that? I just mentioned how sometimes that Boris and Kornilov actually work together. They went ahead and created the Southeastern Union. So there's been a few developments in the Russian Civil War. This border still exists, which is hideous. But the Western Russian army under Pavel Bermont-Avalov has joined forces with the rest of the Southeastern Union. So yeah, it looks like they're making some good progress as well. Finland also helped quite Karelia gain their independence, and as a result has managed to take Murmansk from the socialist Russians. So there's been a development in our ongoing kind of issues with Peru. They are sending riverboats from the city of Iquitos up the Amazon and into our territory. We have managed to stop them and force them back. However, I believe it's probably best that we actually confront Peru about their aggression. Yeah, Ecuador asked for excuses. Yes, I want to know why you're doing this. And they have refused to apologise for the incident. Of course they have. Well, a few more developments in Russia. The Socialists declare war on the HOI4 A, who has now also joined the Southeastern Union. So the faction grows, and so does the border. Looks like war is getting closer. Today there has been deaths on both sides. We lost 3 Ecuadorian soldiers today. They died at the hands of a Peruvian battalion who had crossed the border into our territory. The garrison that was on the border, for us, did move to stop the battalion, which resulted in a firefight occurring, which resulted in the 5 soldiers being killed. So yeah, this is an unprecedented act of aggression which has caused national outrage in the country. Oh dear, war is upon us. Peru has just declared war. Yeah, they outnumber us. They definitely outnumber us. Right, we're just going to hold the line. Okay, the defense of our territory has begun. We'll see how well we are able to do. We've killed 557 of them already. It's a good start. I do need more divisions out as soon as humanly possible. Is there anybody in the world that will actually supply me guns? Colombia? Who else is authoritarian democracy? That's probably a good shout. Well, we found a unlikely source for guns. The Ottoman Empire is supplying us with 945 Gewehr Model 98s. Oh my days, this is the biggest naval battle you've ever seen. It's a 5v8 situation. Okay, the Central American Republic is now supplying us with 1,396 Mauser Modelo 1923s as they are crusading their way through Central America. They're invading Panama right now, who's already at war with the Entente. Okay, we've just made a breakthrough in part of the Peruvian front line, and potentially got a wee encirclement on our hands here. Okay, let us go ahead and destroy the divisions that have been cut off. Well, this is good because it's got them actually pushing a little bit, which is going to allow me to actually potentially do a wee counterattack on them. Oh, what a terrible shame. There's 3 Peruvian divisions completely cut off with 0 supply. They are putting on a somewhat decent defense right now, but they're going to succumb to our pressure. So we just completed in-depth recovery, which has got rid of all the issues that we were facing as a result of ripples of the March crisis. So our economy is now fully recovered, which is obviously very advantageous for us. Yeah, plus 36 on that. Good positives across the board. They have been scarred by our military might and have been forced to try and end the bloodshed. Of course, we have no claims on Peruvian land, so there's little reason to continue the war. That is true. That is true. Yeah, okay, we'll take the white piece. I didn't really want to take the loss of stability, and there is no reason to continue the fight. Well, I've actually went ahead and finished all of the economy tree now, so I suppose it's time that we actually went down Gallows Tree. Well, it looks like the Socialists have managed to take control of the situation in Russia. They're only dealing with the Islamic Federation of Turkestan right now, and then that's them going to be at peace. Yeah, they lost a lot of land to the Japanese puppet Russia, and they still have territory lost to Mongolia, as well as Karelia and Finland. So I'll be keeping tabs on, I guess, the rest of the world, rather than actually keeping tabs on what's happening in South America. So the Argentinian national state has emerged victorious in the south of South America. They have defeated the Patagonian Workers' Front and Chile, who is now a republic. They have created the Buenos Aires-Lima axis with, obviously, Peru, who is now under new management since their defeat to us. Paraguay also exists, but they're absolutely tiny. I had a look at the Argentinian tree. Now, they do have a lot of focuses down here that will probably just dart about doing random ones, but potentially they could go to war with Brazil and then do the focus subjugate South America. So they unlock decisions, invite people to their factions, and basically if we don't join their faction and we don't have a socialist government, we'll receive an ultimatum and they'll probably just end up at war with us if we refuse. So probably will end up joining the Argentinian faction today at some point, potentially. Well, Argentina's continuing a war path. They've just went to war with Uruguay now, who is guaranteed by Brazil. So yeah, we're going to have a big conflict between the two giants of South America. We could possibly intervene and maybe help the Argentinians. Well, so far it looks like Argentina is beating both Uruguay and Brazil. Peru is struggling to maintain the tiny little bit of front they have. They have managed to cut off a little part of the Brazilian army though. In other news though, the Second Weltkrieg is well and truly underway now, so yeah, world tensions at 100%, so I think what I'll do is I will just find Brazil and I will help the Argentinians defeat them. The situation for the Reichspakt and the German Empire has just greatly got out of hand. The Ukrainian state, who is actually with the Austrians now, declared war on Poland, who's with the Germans. So the Germans are at war with, I would pretty much say, the majority of Europe at this point. I don't know how they're doing it, but the Germans are actually winning. Well, I don't think there's any need for me to join in against Brazil. It looks like Argentina is going to be dealing with them by themselves. So I look forward to getting the ultimatum to join their faction or die. Excuse me? We have caught a syndicalist spy. Well, we are going to make an official example of him, definitely. Oh my days. We've just decapitated him. The spy has been dealt with via decapitation. Holy moly. Yeah, France, I'm pretty sure that was exactly what you needed to do. Declare war on the French Commune when you can't even beat Liberia. What? How? I suppose it's because they're not fighting the Russians, so technically they're just fighting a two-front war again. And let's be honest, the Austrians hadn't unified. Either as the Danubian Federation and the United States of Greater Austria, so they're all just tiny, insignificant armies rather than just being one collective force, and it does look like the Commune of France is obliterating the Kingdom of Spain, who joined the Entente. It's only a matter of time before the war between Argentina and Brazil is over. Well, Rio de Janeiro's just fallen. Brazil is probably about maybe two-thirds of the way of the capitulation. The casualties, they've lost double what the Buenos Aires-Lima axis has. Holy moly. Belarus managed to take 3 states. Other than that, Germany took 156, got 36,000 pieces of equipment. And now they can deal with Bulgaria. Oh, they're probably going to annex Austria, potentially, and core it. Oh, there it goes, the end of the war. What the hell's going on here? Oh, that's hideous. Can this be fixed, please? Oh my god, they didn't fix it. So I am now just awaiting for Argentina to do subjugate South America, which takes 35 days because they meet all the requirements to do it now, so they'll probably do that fairly soon. Well, this is interesting. The Colombians have offered us an alliance, seeing the nervous atmosphere between us and Peru. That is completely blinking pointless. There is no tensions between us now. And to be honest, I'm just waiting for the Argentinian offer anyways, so bye-bye. Holy moly, Argentina just went straight after Venezuela, who just joined the Colombians, so I'm glad I did not join that. And, oh yes, the Mexicans own all of Central America now. So the moment is upon us. It's the first free Ecuadorian elections. Do we have the radical liberals win? Or do we have the Conservative Party win? I think I'm going to go ahead and pick the radical liberals. Well, I don't know how they've managed to do that, but the Buenos Aires-Lima axis have managed to push up through this narrow passage into Colombian territory. Well, things are getting more and more interesting over here, because obviously we've got the conflict up here in the north, but Chile has now just declared war on Peru, and they're taking the fight to both Argentina and Peru. Well, there we go, Germany done it. Don't know how Spain took 30 states. Where the hell did they take that? But anyways, Germany has literally almost all control. Oh damn, Germany is going after the socialists. Oh, that could be interesting, because they've pretty much been fighting this whole time. Well, don't mind me, I'm just invading Peru. So far so good, we are pushing quite nicely into Peru. We are just defending over here, there's no real reason to push. We'll just hold the line. Just going to try and help the Chilean troops that are stuck over here. They are literally being supplied by a singular port now in Antofagasta. They are also got a pocket of troops that are probably going to die there, but they're holding on to the capital, which is the main thing. Oh, looks like we've pretty much finished our focus tree. Yeah, there's some focuses over here, but it's all research stuff. We've just completed a true democracy, which removed the new grounds for Ecuador national spirit. So, yeah, that is us finished. Our political stuff. I guess we'll go ahead and turn the Galapagos Islands into a naval base. Okay, thankfully we've managed to push back the Argentinian faction's troops, and they're now stuck in the Amazon there. Does Colombia have military access through me? No, they don't. Why would you not take it? Alright, Chile, can you give me military access now? Well, I'm sorry to do this, guys, but this is going to be a very abrupt ending to the video. Basically, I sat down and recorded this video in 2 sessions, and the second session has corrupted on me. And I thought, oh, the video is going to be fine, so I didn't actually make a proper save at any point. and I've then started to record Wednesday's video, and the autosave that I did have has obviously been overwritten. So yeah, I can't go back and redo what I've done. Basically, long story short, we actually lose. We actually lost. Argentina eventually broke through and defeated me, Colombia, and Venezuela. So they pretty much had control of all of South America. So yeah, kind of a disastrous end. And I'm not afraid to admit, yes, I did lose. I'm just sadly not going to be able to show you thanks to the corrupted video. I do apologise for that, but I hope you enjoyed this video nonetheless. I know it's probably not the most exciting one I've actually put out, but I'm hoping that Wednesdays will be a lot more entertaining for you all once that is released. It is going to be, just a wee spoiler for what it will be, it's going to be a video on the recent rework that came, like the rework mod that came out for the Austrian focus tree in the vanilla game. I thought I'd check that out as well, so I have a video for that coming out on Wednesday, so I hope you will enjoy that. And like I said, I hope you enjoyed this one. I do apologise that it is an abrupt ending, but we move on. I've got 2 more videos coming out this week for the first time in ages, so please enjoy them, and I'll catch you all next week for another episode of this series. Until then, do take care. Cheer, bye, then now.